It's your boy Wes, and for today's video I want to talk about some of the steps that Azusa Pacific has been taking to make sure that we as students don't get sick, and if any one of us does get sick, that we don't spread it around campus. We've been in school for about a week and a half now, so I think we're pretty much all used to the procedures so far, and in my opinion I think pretty much everything that Azusa is trying to do to prevent COVID boils down to three main steps that I'll go over today. So one is we have to sign paperwork and documents, and I think this is pretty standard, but the first thing we had to sign was just an online document that basically states that we acknowledge the risks of coming back to campus, as well as kind of accepting our responsibility as a student, and basically stating that we won't do anything dumb, like going to parties or congregating with too many people. And besides that document, we also have kind of like a symptom tracker that we have to fill out pretty much every morning if we are supposed to go to campus that day. And basically it just consists of two questions. One that says that we haven't been in contact with anyone with COVID, and two that we don't or we aren't experiencing any COVID-like symptoms at that time. Once we fill those out, we have basically the green light to come back onto campus, and we just show that to the aide once we show up, and they let us in. So let's talk about kind of the second step that Azusa is taking, and it's splitting the entire class up. Now, I don't really know for other DPT classes around the country how many people you have in your class, but for our class we currently have 72 people, which obviously if we were to put all of us in one room, that'd be unreasonable. So Azusa has split us up into 4 different groups. Each group has their own room that we have class in. We have our own entrance, we have our own bathroom, and actually within the room that we sit in is actually again split up into halves. So it's almost like our class is split up into eighths in essence. And I think that's cool in terms of kind of preventing the spread. It kind of makes sure that if it does spread, it's kind of relegated to one group. And actually if one group of people has one person that does test positive for COVID, then that entire group of people would have to go into isolation. And let's talk about step number 3, and that of course is kind of the PPEs that we're being required to use, as well as the PPEs that are being provided by our program. Now, first things first, as you see in the video, I have my cloth mask that I wear pretty much everywhere I go when I walk, and everyone needs a cloth mask once we get onto campus. Now, once we get onto campus though, our cloth mask is replaced by a KN95 mask that the program provides for us. In fact, they provide 6 KN95 masks, but we basically only need 5, one for each weekday that we could potentially be on campus. They also provide nitrile latex gloves that we exchange every day. And we also have face shields that we have to wear pretty much at all times. Thankfully, they were provided to us by the Girl Scouts, who I guess made them on their 3D printers. But basically, we didn't have to pay for them. And pretty much all we need to do is wipe them down at the end of class. But basically, those are the 3 steps that we've been asked to partake in, so we don't spread COVID around campus or our community. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the video. I thought it'd be cool to document the process in case other incoming DPT students, if they still have to deal with COVID, then they'd have a good idea of what class would be like in the future. And maybe if other DPT students around the country, if they have their own protocols, perhaps they can kind of compare systems to see which system's more effective, which system's more helpful, And I think for the next video, I'd like to go over kind of the classes that we're taking, kind of comparing how much more of a workload we're dealing with right now compared to other semesters, and maybe sharing some tidbits of information that we're learning so far. But overall, I don't really plan out these videos, especially right now with school. I don't really have as much time to put into these videos, so we're just kind of going with the flow. But anyways, thanks to all of you who've been watching the video so far, if you're interested in still keeping up, you know what to do. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment with any suggestions for any future videos that you'd like to see. And with that, thank you.